What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League. Right ahead into the last game of our night here as we're heading to the Rival League. But before we get into that, of course, as always, joined by my beautiful co-host, Mr. Jaegers. How you doing?
I am doing fantastic, Mealy. I am ready. For a banger rival league matchup, it should really be a good one. I think the Knights versus the Kings, which is a kind of silly matchup name, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, a lot of shared letters there, just kind of jumbled around, I have to agree. And this is also a very storied history within Nemesis itself. These guys have faced off countless times, but this time they're meeting in the play-ins. This is a win or go home series, as the rest are from this on out. So far, we've had one game five. You're welcome for that, and one sweep so far. But this one, I'm not quite sure exactly what to make of it.
Yeah, I mean it could be a good one if we're keeping the pattern going. Could be a game four, but you know, like we always hope for the content merely for the content. We're hoping for a game five. And if it's a reverse sweep, it's a reverse sweep. But we already got one of those out the way. So I'm just ready for some good old rival Rocket League.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we get started here, if we just want to pull up that play-in bracket real quick here, we can see what's going on. This is a little bit of a tough position for both these teams to be in, as after you win this one, you don't immediately head out to playoffs. You do have to go through a whiteout still, who put up a fantastic performance on Monday. Just were a little bit outclassed by Vortex there. The road is long. Being the 9 and 10 seeds, these are always the teams that no one's expecting to make it through. But there is a doable path here. And, you know, looking at what we've got in front of us, I'm just a little bit curious here, Jaegers. Who do you think is actually going to take this one?
It's a tough one because I mean a lot of these players have been around for a while. I'm just gonna make a quick little prediction. I think the Knights are gonna dethrone the Kings.
Mhm.
I think so. That is mine. I'm gonna say five just because I hope it goes to five, but I think it's gonna be 3-2 Knights over Kings.
We might have a little bit of a revolution on our hands. Well, we'll have to see as we get right into it. First kickoff here, game one is underway. Here comes Light,
Oh, what
already
a
looking for the double touch, can't quite find it. The follow-up shot is a little bit lackluster. Almost a brilliant way to start off the series for the Knights, but they can't quite find it. Now they find themselves on defense. That ball will be cleared out, and Polar can't quite get the beat. More shots being fired. This is a little bit awkward, almost an own goal. And both teams, as we get started off here, both looking a little bit shaky here out today.
They are looking a little bit shaky, but they're really picked up the pace, especially from the last series we watched. There's a two-league jump being from prospect to rival, but they are shaky, but they seem pretty confident in their touches. And Light's gonna have a nice double tap over the defense off the pass from Foam to open up the scoring.
Yeah, and he could get the first one, but he gets another attempt. This one he absolutely bangs home. A great way to start out the score in here in game number one. We thought it was going to happen about 55 seconds earlier, but he gets it nonetheless. And the Knights are off to a great start. Here comes Polar Bear looking for the touch middle. Juicy will send that away, and a little bit of a double commit from Light and Foam there. Luckily, Light does get the follow-up touch, just trying to keep that one in. And once again, it's the Knights all over the Kings half. This is a little bit of a shaky situation, and Shun
Oh,
does get through. Can he return the double?
oh!
Oh, it's just off, and he almost fakes it home, but looks like his double wasn't. It was a little bit tougher, but he couldn't quite replicate what Light had there, Jaegers.
Yeah, no, if he just had 10 more boosts, he would have had it nearly, but a little too little as the Knights remain in the lead. And honestly, in the first half of the game, the Knights had all the pressure, and the Kings are finally starting to make attacks here.
Yeah, they're starting to break out of their half a little bit more. You never want to be just solely trapped. That is not a great outlook. They're finally able to push forward. at this point, trying to get it towards the net. And they almost
Oh,
get it. Actually, Shun finds a way through the defense, and the Kings fire one right back.
yeah, no, I really wasn't sure if he was going to get through. It looked like Shun was just kind of going for a goal line clearance, and the ball just appeared next to him. He just side flipped in, put it bottom right corner. So very good heads up play by Shun.
That's a great way to tie it up early. Still plenty of game time left, and now you don't necessarily have to be worried about being down so quickly as Light tries to bring the Knights back up to speed. The pass middle, Foam isn't quite ready for it, but he does get the shot. It's just a little bit slow. Light trying to send this one middle once again, but no one's really ready for it. And this time the Kings are allowed to escape unperturbed. This one's sent high and over. Polar ready for it, trying to get the bump. Shun's just a little bit too quick. Now it's JuicyLeaf looking for the double touch. It's just off. That one can't go through either. It's past one. And Polar will be the one to take it out, but almost another huge opportunity there by the Kings. Instead, what just happened?
Polar Bear took it off the ceiling. He hit down to Light, hit it back into Polar Bear, and that's just in the back of the net. I'm not sure if that was planned merely, but that was a nice goal.
I don't know if you could plan something to work out that perfectly, but I'm sure the Knights won't really care too much. They've got their lead back. They're looking to extend it once again. A little bit of fortune just falling from the heavens. He manages to get the perfect touch. The Knights will be kicking themselves for that one, but a little bit of awkwardness here on the defensive end for the Knights. That one will be sent middle. Frijole trying to pre-jump. Was very close to being a scary play. They managed to get it out. Now here comes Foam trying to dunk. Can't quite find it. And the shot might be there. Light just barely gets back. There's still more touches. No. And Light bumps his teammate out of the way. You don't need to clear anyone when they do it themselves.
No, yeah, and it looked like Polar Bear had that touch, and then Light just nudged him out the way. It's like Light was just trying to get him to go after the ball a little bit quicker. And I mean, Polar Bear didn't need the help, and now he got a tie game.
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate situation there from the Knights, but they're still in a good spot. A tie game, maybe not necessarily where they want to be. This one has certainly been eventful so far. Here comes Light looking for the 50. Polar Bear maybe looking for the pass, and he does get out to Light, but that one's not going to be a huge threat. Foam trying to play it through, can't quite get it. And this one goes past too. Frijole with an opportunity, but he doesn't really have much boost, can't really make much happen. As long as the Knights don't panic, they should be good here. That said, they do manage to get the ball out. And 1 minute left. We've got a tie game. It's certainly been an eventful one here so far, Jaegers. As this one almost goes through as well, but doesn't really necessarily look like anyone has a clear-cut advantage so far.
Not really. I mean, there has been a whole lot of team plays by the Knights, the Kings benefiting off of one of them. But yeah, no, I mean, the Kings just have been really good getting out of their half. And I mean, Knights keep making attacks in waves. They did really well in the beginning of the game, and then they're starting to pick up the pace here, putting the pressure. And I'm not sure if that demo is necessary, but Polar just puts one on target. Easy open net shot.
Yeah, and it looked like Frijole was not moving for about 30 seconds there. Eventually he just disconnected. I don't know if the Knights know, but you do have to call if someone disconnected, I believe. I'm not sure of the exact rule, but you have to, call for a pause or something. I don't know if maybe they don't realize they have that ability, or if...
I believe if it's before the first goal is scored or within the first minute, I want to say. But I mean, it's already said and done. It's unfortunate for the Kings, but it looks like the Knights are gonna take that one, if I'm not mistaken.
And well, as that was happening, I said no one had a clear-cut advantage, but having 3 players versus 2 is a pretty clear-cut advantage.
That is an advantage if I ever did see one. So
the Knights, maybe they take those. Is all I'm gonna say. I mean,
hey, that's all you can do. It's like, hey, a win's a win, And it looks like we might have a little bit of time as we wait for Frijoles to get back into the game.
Yeah, hopefully it's not hopefully it's just a small temporary little buff. Hopefully he's not gone for the rest of the series. But from what we've seen so far, I think I would say that Knights might have a slight advantage. Either way, even if all three players are there, it looked like they got really aggressive with their attacking. Maybe one fortunate goal here, but so far it looks like the Kings are the ones who have been on defense a little bit more.
Yeah, no, I mean both teams did have a fortunate goal. Knights, I'll dare I say they had two fortunate goals. You know that one at the end in the 2v3, and then the other one off the pass from Light to Polar Bear and to the back of the net. But it looks like Frijole managed to join back. I didn't even see him rejoin the game. But yeah, no, Kings looking to get one back here.
Yeah, and now once again a little bit unfortunate. They're going to be starting off at least down one game, but plenty of time to bring it back in the series. And nothing we saw from the first game while there was three players looked unwinnable for them. We'll just have to see how they do with this. That's a shot towards the net. Polar Bear barely manages to make it back. So a little bit worried the defense was just completely gone there. They do manage to keep it out. Now the Knights look to attack on the opposite side. This one could be a shot towards the net though, and Frijole, he is back and he is scoring.
Frijole is making his presence known. He's like, sorry I couldn't get you that last game, but I'm opening up the scoring here. 30 seconds in.
That's pretty much exactly what you want to see. I think he's made up the difference now in terms of goals. Let's see what else he could do. Shun trying to slot that one. Can't quite find the touch. This one's sent to the side, but Frijole deal with it relatively easily. Here comes Polar Bear looking for the ceiling touch. Gets it and tries to find the dunk, but two players in front of him. More of a 75-25 than a 50-50 on that one. Not going to make it through very many times. Now Light got tripped up a little bit in the corner, trying to make it work. That's a huge bump, actually. A great supporting play by the Knights defense there. This one gets sent through. Shun trying to send it through everyone. That one's over, but no attacker ready. No attacker there to take the shot. Polar Bear gonna send this one down, try to get the 50. That's two players out of commission for the Knights. But Shun doesn't really have much boost to make anything of it. That one sent across once again. And this game so far has been much more of a back and forth. That's a good pinch to save a bit of a headache there from the Kings. So far the Kings, they've looked like they're in control of this game too here, Jaegers.
No, they really are. I mean, everything just looks really smooth. I'm loving the movement by both teams. But it seems like the Kings really just came out the gate swinging, and so far the Knights haven't had an answer for it.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that. Last game, by this point, I'm pretty sure the Knights already had 3 shots. This game, they only have 1, which may not seem the biggest difference, but compared to how many shots they were taking last game, you really can feel it in the gameplay. The Kings are not letting them have what they want. Here come the Knights, still. That's a great bump onto Light. No one's going to be able to get through there. A great 50 to follow up. Sending the Knights back to the drawing board once again. Here comes Foam, but he might get dunked. Just misses out. Can't get the ground double though. Here comes TheJuicyLeaf looking for the bump. Great attempt, but it still won't lead to much for the Kings. This one could be dangerous, but once again it's just sent away by the Kings. And honestly, Frijole is one of the players after that disconnect last game. Maybe we didn't realize how much of a detriment that was, because he's been putting in work. Not only scoring, but also just keeping the Knights from having anything here.
Absolutely. He's doing really well pressuring the Knights on offense, on defense, and not even giving them a second to rest. They've also done a really good job shutting Light down. He had an early double tap, and he almost had another one early on in that game 1. And so far, he has not had any time to operate.
Yeah, he really just has not been able to get going. Here comes Polar Bear though, looking for the flip reset. He gets it. That's over 1. Tries to dunk it in. And Foam with the follow-up. He can't get it. Frijole barely on the goal line, manages to get it through it. Oh my goodness, that was almost a crazy play.
Yeah, no, merely I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm just rooting for the highlight reel plays, honestly. And I was a little upset that one didn't go in, but a great goal line stand by the Kings.
It almost makes it more of a clip when it doesn't go in that fashion. That was a crazy goal line save, even though it would have been a nice one. This one could be an open shot though. Frijole can't quite find the touch. He'll look to go again, taking it to the backboard, but Polar, even with no boost, able to send it away. Now down to the last minute. That's an insane double, but the follow-up is just a tiny bit too slow. Polar though, he doesn't have any boost, and it seems like so far the entire Knights team has not had enough boost to generate the same amount of offense. Here comes Shun looking for that pass middle. Can't quite find it, so that one gets sent back once again. Shun to follow Frijole's touch, going for the double touch, and that one's gonna be good. Shun with an absolute banger.
Yeah, no, he went for one in the last game. He didn't quite get it. He pretty much saved it, but he is not going to be denied in that one. 2-0, and it looks like the Kings are running away with this one.
30 seconds left. Now the Knights need to turn it up right now to get back in this game. But that's just a great dunk by Frijole, keeping it on, not letting the Knights have anything. This one will get sent out. Shun tries to find a pass middle, but that's actually just a pass to the offense. Not the best shot from Foam. I think anyway around it. Actually, Polar Bear does come through, so that's one on the board for the Knights. They're going to need a quick goal to equalize here, though.
Yeah, no, we've seen crazier things happen, merely, but I mean, 9 seconds left. You need a good kickoff if you want it going. So let's see how the Knights do here.
I'm curious if they'll try anything special. Look like just a pretty standard kickoff there. Maybe an extra hard cheat. This one's sent over. Foam trying to keep it up. He'll be able to get under this, and he does manage to pop it. But Polar's got a lot of work to do. Gets it over one. Oh, no one can get there, though. The Kings, I mean, now that they have all three players, they immediately take game two.
Yeah, you know, that helps sometimes, merely in a 3v3 is having all three of your players able. Foam letting it drop at the end there, and Kings gonna take this one 2-1.
That's a great turnaround from them. I mean, I know we both said it, but just a great job of shutting down the Knights offense. They really had a lot more control in the midfield, and were able to just not let the Knights even get close to taking the same amount of shots. Last game, I felt like we saw a handful of double tap attempts from the Knights, but this game, I don't know if I remember seeing even one.
Honestly, overall, I think we did just see one attempt that Shun did well to put away. I didn't really see a lot of offense from the Knights. They did have that one goal, 9 seconds left, but besides that, they didn't really have anything going for them.
Yeah, not too much in the tank there, but we're back to an even series, and game three, of course, one of the most important games in the entire series. This will put them on match point. Let's see how they get going here. This one quick off kickoff. Frijole gonna take control, and let's see what he can do coming out of his own corner. Does manage to get past one, but that's straight to Foam. This will be an awkward ball for Shun to deal with, but he does well. Manages to get out. And avoids getting dunked as well as Frijole. Sending it straight back into the Knight zone. This one's sent middle. Light actually getting dunked out, and that one was almost on target. That could have been very unfortunate for the Knights, but they're not out of the thick of it yet. Shun's gonna take this one up the wall and certainly try to go for one or two flip resets. Never mind, he's just gonna pass it. Juicy back once again though. They're just playing a game of merry-go-round in the half of the Knights. That's a great bump to stop the pressure. Now here comes Foam trying to get something out. Polar can't really find the touch that he wanted. Will be sent over the side though. Bump attempt comes through. That one's going to be tough to deal with, but Polar doesn't have any boost left. And he won't be able to make anything happen. Here comes Light looking for the first. Can't find the second. Another shot attempt. It'll go high, but no one can really deal with that ineffectively. TheJuicyLeaf does get out. And a great 50 into the corner. Seems like so far both teams, they've been doing good at surviving the onslaughts. It's almost like you said earlier, waves of pressure that are coming through. No one's really got a firm grip right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, oh, what a pass by Polar Bear, and oh my goodness, the Kings once again do extremely well hitting that away. What a goal line stand by them. But yeah, before that one play, merely like both teams are really nothing crazy. Like they're just jabbing, not really any all-out attacks so far. They're just kind of taking pot shots, trying to set up their offense, but nothing like really coming out as a result yet.
I have an opportunity here as Foam tries to go for the double touch. Gets bumped out of the way once again. A lot of physical plays coming through as well. Here comes Juicy looking for the pass, looking for the flip reset. He'll go straight to Shun. Does get under one. Tries to get over the second, and
Uh-oh.
that one might just be open. Frijole. What a great play to set up there by Shun.
Yeah, no, that was just a very good play by Shun. Getting it past the defense, Juicy Leaf hit Polar Bear out the way, and just a very good battle of attrition by the Kings. Like, just taking their time, wearing down the Knights' defense, and putting one in the back of the net.
The Knights will probably feel like they should have had a goal with
Oh,
that play from earlier. What a
oh
pass from the
my.
second. Polar barely able to get up in time. That one was dangerous. And now it seems like the Kings are really feeling themselves. Light gonna make his way downfield. Doesn't really have much boost, but tries to go for the air dribble anyways. This
Oh, what
one's
a
a
bump.
good bump, and
Okay.
Foam
All
going the
right.
other way. Just clear the defense if you can't get through them.
And you know, merely I didn't have a lot of optimism for this play by the Knights. Like Light didn't really have any boost. He went for an air dribble, like got it under one, bumped another out the way, and Foam just hit the open net.
Yeah, I didn't. I'll be honest, I didn't really think it was gonna amount to much either, but they prove us both wrong. They do manage to get a goal out of it. Now back at a tie game. Light looking to control this one. Flicks. Kind of baited into that flick as there was no one challenging. This one's a little bit awkward, and Frijole has to do well here. Shun manages to keep it off the goal line. And now the Kings should have a little bit of space. This one might be dangerous. They're looking for the bump.
Oh, what a
Looking
bump.
for the clearance. Frijole tries to get this one through. It's centered once again. But this time the ball's cleared all the way out. And we are witnessing both teams. They are playing very methodical. You're not seeing very many booming clears. It's a lot about possession in this game, it seems like.
No, they're really taking their time. They're saying on up offense, Light accidentally passing to Juicy Leaf. Juicy Leaf is going to get the demo, but nothing really crazy is going to happen. He really didn't have any help from his teammates, who were kind of just sitting back on defense. So no really attack there. But very defensive play style by both teams. Excuse me, Shun's just going to take a pot shot, and that's just going to go in the back of the net.
Well, Shun wasn't the one who put it in the back of the net. I don't know if you saw
Hey,
this, but Light may have had a helping hand in getting it past his teammate. To be fair, I don't know if his teammate would have gone there. It was still a
it
well-placed
looked like
shot.
it was a well-placed shot. It looked like his teammate may have. It was close, but his teammate really does need to call Light off on that one.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate once again, and with less than a minute remaining, this is not the time period that you want to be making those kinds of mistakes in. Now the Knights will have to be the ones to claw back once again. Here comes Juicy Leaf, but Foam's playing patient. Maybe not patient enough though, as this one's gonna go over. Can't quite find the touch, can't quite get the goal. But for the Kings, it doesn't matter if they get a goal or not. They just want to keep the Knights at bay. This one, 50's in the corner. A little bit awkward.
Oh.
This could be an opportunity, but Light can't barrel it through. And it looks like the Kings might be just fine. The Knights are on their last chance here. This one could get across. That could have been a goal, and it is still with 1 second. Light manages to finish it off.
I thought they messed it up merely because
I
they went
thought
for
so
they
too.
went for the double, and then Polar was just right there, and oh my goodness, good heads up play by Light, being there with 1 second left. Man, like Knights just tie up this game. Oh my
And
gosh, I thought they messed up. I
I thought they did too, but they didn't. And well, the team that did mess up was the Kings in that situation. You can't be double committing with that little time on the clock, but the pressure might have got to them. It's a little bit unfortunate. Polar trying to choose a good time to go in, but he gets dunked on. Now into our first overtime of the series. It is once again just a crucial overtime to win for both teams. That one will get sent out. Polar Bear lurking here, trying to find his time to shoot. Light gets that over one, but Juicy does well. So here comes Shun, looking for the double touch. Might have it in him. Wasn't quite fast enough. That is sent out once again, but still the Knights are in a little bit of danger. They don't have much boost. Frijole has a shot. A little bit lackluster as it wasn't able to really get any height to it. It's a good bump. The ball's still off the backboard. The shot is still there, and TheJuicyLeaf will be the one to close it out. Kings take the overtime win.
Yeah, and that's really good for the mental for the Kings, because I mean they messed up. They went to overtime. It happens, but they were able to battle back and still take the game regardless. That was a really good battle throughout adversity by the Kings.
Absolutely. I mean, you're always going to mess up. It's just about how you bounce back, and that game they bounced back fantastically. Also, got to shout out that bump that cleared out the defenders, so there was a free shot there. A brilliant play from the Kings. And now they're up 2-1. I mean, so far I feel like since that game one, which was kind of a coin flip, the Kings have really looked to be the ones taking the reins in the series.
Yeah, no, it really seems like the Knights offense are on a downtrend. I mean, Kings outshot them 15-7. So I mean that's ridiculous. Like Knights from that first game, I did feel like their offense was clicking a little bit more. And then ever since then it's just kind of been degrading a little bit. So if the Knights want to come back in this one, they need to start picking their offense back up.
Yeah, 100% agree. As we are heading into game number 4 here on Forbidden Temple, the one and only. But I do want to ask you, Jaegers, as well. Who do you think is the one that needs to step up here? I mean, is it just a full team effort, or is there a player that is playing beneath their potential here on the Knights?
That's a tough one. I mean, because Light was going for those double taps in game one, and I really haven't seen any crazy offensive plays from him. If I'm not mistaken, Foam is the highest MMR on the team, and he has been around for a good while. Well, actually, Foam is not the highest MMR on the team. But yeah, no, I mean, Foam's the veteran here. He's been in the league for a long time.
He's scoring a
And
goal.
he's gonna score a goal. You know, I asked him to show up, and he did. So good on you.
That's a great 50 in the corner there. Foam, I mean, all he really had to do was stroll right up and take the shot, but we all know open nets are the hardest shots anyways, so that's a great effort there. The Knights will definitely be happy to see that they're able to regain a lead once again. It feels like it's been a little while since we've been able to say that. Now let's see if that gives them the confidence to build up on it. Here comes Light, looking for one. Tried to get the musty, but wasn't quite on the cards. Knights still trying to continue this attack though. No boost, it could be dangerous. Bone's gonna have to pull himself out a little bit to get that touch. Was a great pass, but Light can't really make it happen, and they did get stretched a little bit thin. It looked like there might have been an opportunity to counterattack there. Light trying to break this one through. A great 50. And it's just TheJuicyLeaf back. Shun actually not with the best touch, but oh, he can't quite get the shot, and that was, I mean, about as wide open as you can get. There was really no one that could have got to that ball if he placed it correctly.
Yeah, no, and it's just a little bit of an awkward shot. Polar probably wasn't expecting the shot to open up quite as it did, and that's an opportunity that came and went.
They'll definitely want it back, but for now, they're still up. They're still going to have more chances to score. Speaking of chances to score, Shun can't quite get the touch there. This one's a little bit awkward on defense. Frijole having to dodge the bump, having to dodge dunking his teammate. The Knights are the ones who are trying to press the issue here. But Leaf will get a good center. It's a beautiful clear by Polar, just a absolutely classic backflip to get out. And now here comes Foam on the dribble. Does get fake challenge, does lose possession. But the Knights are able to wrestle it back. Shun not with the best touch, and Light now he could go for his double as attempts. Can't quite get on target though. One was quite a bit more difficult than the one from earlier. I'm sure he'll still get himself. Polar looking for the bump. Does manage to get Light with the double touch, but he can't quite get on target once again. They keep slamming this backboard, but I think they've done it so many times now that they might need to try to switch up the offensive attack a little bit.
They should try shooting on target, yeah. But you know, merely I can't help but notice, like I can't really explain it, but from this game is so much different from all the other games. It really feels like the Knights got their swagger back a little bit. They're starting to be more confident on offense. I know they're in a do or die situation, but they really are doing a lot better on offense than they had in all the previous games. I know the game's only 1-0, but just something I've noticed.
No, I definitely agree, and I think the biggest rotation I've seen myself has been that they don't really look like they're playing at the mercy of the Kings anymore. The Kings still are playing well, but they don't have the same level of control that they had in the last two games. The Knights have been able to establish themselves a little bit more, it seems like. Even still, though, only a 1-goal lead. They'd like to make it 2, but Juicy just barely. He manages to predict the shot. Manages to get under it. Still a dangerous spot, though. Shun trying to get it out. Frijole can't quite find anything to go downfield. They'll have to be Light getting one touch. That one, it's a little bit of a runaway, but Frijole does manage to get. The shots are mostly coming from past the midfield. I mean, the Kings aren't even really getting any threatening shots on net right now. And now they only have 36 seconds to remedy this deficit. Doing so awkward.
That's so awkward.
And that one, he actually manages to fake out the attacker, which if they just played ball, I mean, that would have been the ball game right there. But 23 seconds left now. It's do or die for the Kings, or else we're going to game 5 once again. And Light trying to get this one through. The fakes maybe working even better to waste as much time as possible.
Oh, and then
Double commit
nice
there.
double committed.
That one's gonna be over. Juicy if he can get the touch, he does, but Light, he actually predicted that, it looked like. He was not interested in letting that one go the distance. Now 0 seconds, and it looks like it might be in the bag for the Knights in this game. That one sent over the top. Frijole can still get to it, but I don't think they can get to the follow-up. And they can't. The Knights will manage to equalize, and, well, where else would we be going than game 5?
Game 5, you know, do or die for both teams. The Knights have all the momentum. The Kings have played very good in the middle two games. But yeah, no, I mean, just a very exciting Game 5 matchup, and I'm really excited to see which team shows up on top.
Yeah, at this point, it really feels like it could go in either direction. I mean, I want to say that the Kings have had control for more of the matchup,
hmm
but the Knights, I mean, they've shown that they can just come out and put enough shots on net to make it their game as well. I do think the Kings' offense actually in this game was kind of the one that looked a little bit lackluster here.
Yeah, they definitely did. They didn't have that same amount of attacks that they had in the previous games. Their offense just looked a little uninspiring. They looked extremely well in every single one of the other games, and then they kind of just let their foot off the gas a little bit.
And well, game 5 is as good a time as any to put your foot back on the
Yep.
pedal and push it to the limit. As actually we have hit the brakes here. Looks like 1 sec. I don't think we have everyone in the lobby quite yet. Yeah, we are still missing a couple players. But game 5, I mean, are you gonna stick with your original prediction here, Jaegers, or what are you feeling?
You have to merely you no take backsies. You know, I mean, if you make a prediction at the beginning, you gotta stick it through. We're gonna see it through merely. I still got Knights in 5, although the Kings have made that prediction a little less sure. But Light's gonna open up the scoring really early, 6 seconds in.
Okay, well that's a good sign for you and the Knights, as that one does manage to sneak its way through.
Oh, and
Oh,
June.
June! Oh, that's so
no.
unlucky. June just bumped his teammate completely out of the way. I think he probably would have been just fine. That's not how you want to start game 5, but You know, just
Oh,
because you started off, Shun trying to make up for it. Can't quite find the touch. But Juicy will have another opportunity here, immediately dunked out. Frijole does get past one, can't follow it though. Shun will bring his way back here again. Now it's Polar on the touch.
oh
He just has
my.
to get on target. And can he get on
Oh
target? It's
no!
just off. The fake on the goal line, and I thought for sure that one was going in, but at the end of it all, just barely bounces out. Already game 5. Already living up to our expectations as this one sends through. Goon trying to get out for one. Frijole able to turn on this one and does manage to dunk out Polar. This one's going to be awkward, but Foam with no boost still manages to get there. Shun now trying to send it over, but try as they might, they cannot get the touch on target. And I mean, we're only 1 minute in here, Jaegers, but this is absolutely already a battle.
No, it really is. One thing I could see being detrimental for the Kings though is they are bunching. It's not gonna make a difference there. Shun's just gonna take the shot off the pass from Juicy Leaf.
Bunch harder, just bunch harder.
I guess so. I guess so. It was a little awkward by Juicy Leaf. He was just kind of causing a ruckus in the Knights' defensive half, just jumping around. But it works out.
It does in fact work out, and I mean the Kings there, they kind of just were paying rent almost in the half of the Knights there for a minute. They can have that same offensive control, then they're going to be just fine in this game 5. Now we are back at an even game. Foam and Light both back for that shot. Not going to be sneaking that through.
Oh,
Here comes Light trying to get off the ceiling. Actually, he'll leave it for his teammate.
oh,
That's
and the double
bit of an
commit.
unfortunate double commit. Now a 1v1
Oh.
for Juicy Leaf and the Shun on the bump. But oh my goodness, Foam does great there. Avoids the bump and gets the save. Although they're not out of the woods just yet. I don't think...
And
I don't-
Polar Bear just got cleared the ball after being teed up by his teammate.
I think that's what they were
And
trying to
it
do earlier in the
might
series.
work out?
Oh, Light. He absolutely ate the ground on his, when he was trying to rise up there. I'm sure that's not what we wanted to do. Little bit sketchy here. That's a bit of a center for the Kings. That one almost able to come through. Shun not able to do it this time, though. Juicy with a little bit of a back pass. Light will be there for it. There's no shooter quite yet available. Polar trying to take the shot, and Juicy barely able to make the save. He's able to make the double save. And that one, it's almost just in, but it's not quite. And you know, both teams' defense is looking a little bit tumultuous, but those saves there by Juicy were something else.
No, I mean, look, it's a little nuts. It's a little crazy, but both teams are doing their jobs, keeping it out the back of the net. And oh my goodness, Polar Bear's just gonna step on the brakes real quick to dodge the demo, but Frijole may have a chance. It's going to be hit away though. And I don't know. Both these teams have had extremely good scoring chances, merely.
They really have, but no one's been able to put it in the back of the net. Past the even game, of course. We've seen several opportunities go awry. The Knights trying to be the ones to take control. That's a huge 50. But Juicy manages to get past. Never mind, he's just taken out of the game entirely. That one going to be sent back to the Knights half, and that's a great double. Light gonna have to get there, and he can't. Shun's the one to put in his second goal of the game.
And you know, merely it wasn't flashy, but that was just a really good wall play shot past Light. Light had to cover most of the goal. He was in an awkward spot. And, you know, I don't think if Shun shot that anyone or else, that wouldn't have gone in.
Yeah, he was as fast as he needed to be, just barely. And he shot it exactly where he needed to. Now a minute left. It's Kings with the control. Foam trying to touch this one up. This could be a good pass. That's gonna not quite hit the ceiling, but Polar trying to get on target regardless. Shun actually missing. And Foam, let's see the air dribble. Get it through, brother. He can't quite find it. And it's sent back once again. Now the Knights are the ones who are scrambling, trying to get a goal, trying to take us to at least overtime. Foam getting one touch out. Frijole to himself, but he gets
On
bumped by his teammate. That's a double commit though. And the Knights,
oh,
even though they're close, that one was almost a free shot. This one is a
okay,
free shot, and that one's gonna go
okay.
in. I mean, the ball just seems like it has a magnet for the last 30 seconds towards the Kings' goal.
No, it really does, and I really didn't think the Knights would do it, especially after that double commit. I thought that's all she wrote, but the Knights had other ideas.
And we're here for the content, baby. 15 seconds to go. That's a big miss by Polar, but Foam does well, helping him out. This one could end in regulation. Juicy trying to send it down. Light actually can't get a touch. This could be a pass middle,
Oh,
and the shot is just barely high. He can't pull
oh
it
my
through.
goodness!
No, you just have to keep driving.
Oh my
Oh, that
goodness!
was...
That is so upsetting by the Kings, and he is going to be kicking themselves if they don't end up where. Oh my.
Oh,
Okay.
that
All
one.
right. I thought I was just going straight in the back of the net. Oh
After everything we've
man.
seen, I wouldn't have been that surprised. Polar will get a nice touch. Shun, not much boost, trying to get out. Get some help from his teammate. Here comes Polar trying to get off the
Oh.
ceiling. Light takes it from him, gets 1-2 touches. Foam is playing patiently though. He does not want to see this game end in overcommit by the Knights. Here comes Polar, flips for seemingly no reason, but it is
It
turning
works.
into a good play. And Light, if you can just pick up this boost, it won't quite spawn for him. He'll hit past Juicy instead of hitting it through him. Here comes Shun trying to get over one. Does get over one. The follow-up's
Oh
not quite there. That's just an
no.
open net.
That's just
Juicy,
in.
we can't let it end like that. But Juicy, he doesn't care. He puts it in the back of the net. And that's going to be
And
the series.
yeah, no, I mean the Knights just got caught off rotationally, and good on Juicy just finding the back of the net, just hitting that open net. It's the hardest shot in Rocket League. But he managed to do it, and then Kings taking this one in a thriller. Game 5. Um, always a good time.
It was, in fact, a great time. I mean, that was a crazy game 5. I'm disappointed in how it
Yep.
ended, of course.
Yep.
But, all things aside, there were some crazy saves, some great shot attempts. Both teams just, man, they just would not, they refused to go down without a fight. But at the end of the day, it's the Kings who get the job done, and great credit to them. They'll be going up against Whiteout, who's waiting to play them and see who gets to escape, who gets to go to the playoffs, and fight Distortion. Um, that matchup will be coming on Saturday, as well as the rest of the final play-in matches. But yeah, it was a very fun series. You got any final words on this Knights versus Kings action?
Yeah, no, I mean, I really wasn't able to cast a lot this season due to work, but I'm glad I was able to cast that one. That was a very exciting series. You really couldn't tell who was going to win. It really came down to the wire, and man, that was just an exciting series. And if that's what playoffs have to offer, I'm excited for the rest of it.
I'm excited for the rest of it as well. Still plenty more Rocket League left to be played. Congratulations to the teams who have managed to move on today. And once again, we will be back on Saturday, once again, with some more play-in action before we get ready for the playoffs next season. So thanks, everyone, for sticking around, watching the stream, and we will catch you guys later.
See you.